Jaganyo amare lasizo amare Javati dijano osho samera Pujupa dalara ngalita gajes Pujupa dalara ngalita gajes Sai pa mahai chung re jale miyongo tan re jale mo ho pa manji hatoro tan re jale mo ho pa manja hatoro. Oh yeah.
I think the idea behind Norbulingka was preserving Tibetan arts.
Actually, Norbulingka is a Tibetan word. It says Norbu means precious jewel, Linka means garden, precious jewel garden.
What's important is to have a place that inspires people and that makes people feel proud of their heritage.
So when we Tibetans came into exile in 1959 with His Holiness as a refugee,
during that period, because we were facing hardship, especially 1960 actually, the government in exile has been set up here and the Dalai Lama's temples were built. It was not yet decided. People were thinking that we have to go back one day, so they don't have a permanent shelter, but gradually 1970s, 80s, so there was a great need of preserving the Tibetan age culture, artistic art forms like that.
It was in 1985 when the present director and the founder of the institute, Mr. Kelsang Ishi, he used to be a minister of religious and culture department of Central Tibetan administrations.
There were some very beautiful areas in this valley, and so we got this piece of land, and then we brought together all the artisans and created an environment where they could flourish and pass on their know-how.
So then the Kelsang Ishi thought of building such you can say institute where all different Tibetan art forms are preserved, so that one can educate the younger generation who are brought up here in India, and at the same time it's about employment. So it happens like that actually. So
Dharamsala was not. It was a place where it was like a transit kind of area, and it was self-sustenance is difficult in this kind of environment, but we thought it's very important to bring that idea to people, and so of course it had to be based on business, and business has to be logical, it's reality, it's a market, and we had to figure that unless we went for quality, we were a small number of people, we couldn't do mass production, so we had to go for the highest aim, which was, of course, with all the religious art, that it was already something of great quality, so we just got some very good masters and put students under them. So that part was education, but then at the same time there was this kind of sustenance and social welfare idea, because the people we hired were mostly people who had no jobs or nothing special to do or not much education, and it was a little bit like recycling these people into earning their own living and living from what they produced. So it was this kind of, at the same time it was passing on the artistic traditions, but in a sustainable way that would carry on to the future.
मेरा नाम चेतन दंडुप है।
मैं इस यहाँ ये डिपार्टमेंट का अभी ये गुरु के तौर पर बैठ रहा हूँ। हमारा गुरुजी जो है मेन वो 2010 में गुज़र गया था। उसके बाद से मैं यहाँ संभाल रहा हूँ। ये हमारा ये है मेटल स्टैचू मेकिंग सेक्शन है। फिर इसका ये नोबुलिंका इंस्टीट्यूट है। ये सन 1995 से शुरू हुआ था। जब हम यहाँ आए थे तब 1994 में आया था। तब से हमने शुरुआत में हमने ये नोबुलिंका का ये मेन स्टैचू जो है मंदिर में ये बनाया था। तब से लेकर अभी तक हम लोग यहाँ काम करके बैठा है। वैसे कोर्स जो मेन शुरू में 12 साल का होता था जब हम लोग ने सीखा था। उसका मतलब 1 साल ड्राइंग्स, फिर उसका बाद कार्विंग तकरीबन 3 साल, फिर धीरे से तकरीबन जब 6 साल के अंदर हम लोग ये करता है हैमरिंग, कुछ छोटा मोटा पूजा का आइटम्स वगैरह वो लोग बनाते हैं। जब 9 इयर्स जब शुरू होता है तब हम मेन कोर्स जो है हमारा स्टैचू मेकिंग वो बनाता है। उसके बाद फिर उसके बीच में कुछ 6 महीने के गैप में कुछ कास्टिंग के बारे में सिखाता है और कुछ एक ट्रेडिशनल टिबेटन वो है जो कास्टिंग करने से पहले जो छोटे आइटम्स होता है मूर्ति वो हैमरिंग से नहीं निकलता है या तो कार्विंग से नहीं निकलता है। फिर वो उसका वैक्स से जो एक हनी बी का वैक्स होता है कैंडल के तौर पर मोम जैसा, उससे बनाया जाता है, वो भी सिखाता है। फिर इससे थोड़ा बड़ा में हम क्ले भी कुछ सिखाता है। लेकिन अब टाइम थोड़ा चेंज हो गया। उसके बाद लोगों को जब सीखने आता है उनके पास इतना पेशेंस नहीं होता है, इसलिए कोर्स जो है ना कुछ शॉर्ट किया हुआ था, कुछ 6 साल या तो 7 साल। अभी हाल ही में हम एक ग्रुप स्टूडेंट्स लेने का सोच रहे, वो तकरीबन 3 साल के अंदर कुछ थोड़ा शॉर्ट हैंड जैसा सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। ऐसा है। जब नया हमारा सेटलमेंट शुरू हुआ था उस वक्त लोगों के पास ना तो पैसा था ना कुछ, फिर पैसा नहीं है तो कुछ वो स्टैचूज़ वगैरह में वो बाई नहीं कर सकता है। उस वक्त किसी का जब उस वक्त हमारा उम्र था, हमारा को पता नहीं था कुछ। हमने कुछ ये देखा हुआ था, कुछ पेंटिंग्स वगैरह देखा था। थांगा भी किसी के पास नहीं होता था, कुछ महंगा होता था, इसलिए सिर्फ कागज़ का पेंटिंग देखा था। लेकिन जब हमारा फ्रेंड्स वगैरह फिर ऐसे हमने सुना था कुछ गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ये एडवर्टाइजमेंट किया हुआ था, ऐसे 21 बच्चों का है ना एक दल बना के है ना वो सिखा रहा था। तब हमने ऐसे चला गया था, लेकिन उस वक्त कुछ पता नहीं था आर्ट्स के बारे में। फिर यहाँ आके धर्मशाला में आके तब वो पता चला था कि आर्ट्स क्या होता है। धीरे धीरे जब करने के बाद वैसे तो मन में उस वक्त ऐसा नहीं था कुछ, हाँ ये आर्ट सीखेगा ये वो है कुछ ज़रूरी है, मेरे मन में कुछ नहीं था। बाद में अब टाइम होते सीखते फिर ये इसका इम्पोर्टेंस कुछ नज़र आ रहा था ना, उससे पहले कुछ पता नहीं था ऐसा।
이제 라시데 때 글씨야데 나는 듣지는 안조 머리 당아츠비 머리 줄을 줘도 뭐라죠 바바 기니든 근데 알고 있어는 때제 괜찮번하지 돈이 우리로 예습자니 자손이 드링이 셴바 로조 마치니 라시데래 로주지 근데 제 진세 가르세는 안조 배르고마 리주 다가니 파 다비 리주 자 쳔버데 안조고마 배 야보 다다
明了，老爷这些是我的，这别呢，情况比较别的人家的，第二个然后怎么老干去逻辑是的，我给了，其他个阿布那个种的逻辑是的，第九的，那个人搞了嘛。
मेरे को जैसे कि ट्रेडिशनल थंगा वगैरह और आर्ट से थोड़ा लगाव था। वैसे मेरे स्कूल टाइम में भी मेरे को थोड़ा ड्राइंग लिखने का थोड़ा ज़्यादा ये था। तो मेरा कोर्स तो ख़त्म हो चुका है, फिर अभी मैं काम कर रहा हूँ। अभी जैसे कि मेरा काम है थंगा का जो सारा छोटा छोटा पीस है वो सबको असेंबल करना और सेटिंग करके कंप्लीट करना। और कभी कभी मैं ड्राइंग भी करता हूँ।
कुछ कोनिंग लो लिया नोबलिंका ले भी हैं कब तेरी गेटू चुद्दीन चोजे चोगजिया तेने रिम्बा चंदा पलम तिलिया पे मांबो योरे ते तक तरह तक दासुन तू स्टेनी टेगु योरे दासुन टेनी टे तेने पेन थोआ दुसु तेने लेगांगो सुने ह्यूजे थांगा नागिन तेने शांग के यातने पेशु चेगु योसरे खाची तेने निशु तेने तेने सोफा कान दुया तेने निशु तेने पेशु चेगु योरे
고대 니에당 알아 리서치적으로 니 민라 덴진 노고스기 안에 다지 가소레 노블링가 나로라다 레거시나다 개인키야 디시저로 다 당가게 개인치네 개인키네다 로 고주네 침보지나다 로 니슈적지 치레 안은 노블링가 나다 데네다 갈로보다 당게 고르지 마트셰 제우지네 안에 당가를 선바 지다 리모 신다다 만다게 간대였으나 신다가다 아도 등상 지도나 리모 망고리 니만에 리모 망고들 당가디 믹스에 낭주다 저어야 되요 리모 차대래 낭주다 저어야 되요 리모 근데 차서 그래서는 안주 당가 리모디 중수디 에 낭주네 막 콘도스 뭐 안에 파파파 두두 선바 야갈로 파투도 그래 디스 선바다 당가를 선바다 지 할로그래 미기 챙아 그러고다 수속이다 곰게라고 그러다 지단 곰게이네 다 수놈사이네 다 다직 수속이 뢰께서다 이시스로 댄스로 지 차대고 그래 어디서 봐 다직 지단에 탕글러서 봐 줄어라 드셔기서 봐 간들라고 선다 탕글러서 봐 땡야로스다 그 믹스가나 라가나로 조가나로 구유로지 당하지나 침버지는 군더다 탕거다 다 먹고 손들서 봐 정신기 구유 만다다 직쳐서 안 정신기 미셈나로래 직섬 그 소화 만다지야다 섬 정신기 시워차이로 정신기 안데로지 미나로네 야 저차는 뭐다디 지단 그 리무그 주단에 저차고 그랬는데 저치 집을 내는 거래
एक्चुअली हम लोग पुराना स्टूडेंट हैं तो यहाँ पर हम लोग ने 6 ईयर पेंटिंग सीखा था। पहले जो हमारा टाइम था 6 ईयर, तिब्बत में जो टाइम लगता था 12 साल 12 इयर्स लगता था सीखने में, क्योंकि पेंटिंग अकेला इस कैनवस में नहीं होता था। पेंटिंग का मतलब होता है हर दिशा पे पेंटिंग करने के लिए। जैसे मंदिर का अंदर जाएंगे वॉल पेंटिंग होता है, और कोई घर में थ्रोन बनाते हैं गुरुजी का, इस टाइप में पेंटिंग करना, लकड़ी के ऊपर पेंटिंग करना, फिर कलर को कैसा बनाना है और इस हिस्ट्री को कैसे सीखना है, और हर डाइटी का डिफरेंट मेजरमेंट्स होते हैं, वो पूरा याद रखने के लिए इस टाइप के होते हैं।
콘주 넘도라 다 콘주 내가 제신 교들이 뀨 뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱뚱 조제 뀨 연교들 상계 조제였다 지단 조단 집으로들 이내 콘주 건들라고 그러자 랍제도 개치슈로 차두고도 그래서는 먼저 내가 그 낭주다 저 연교 내가 지선 봐 늘 랍제 개고요 저는 숙체를 치는다 지단 니로 제와 치고 이제 지단 그 유대 고량원에 문제 신여지다야 곰냠는 신여기는 니로 진고다 유생원의 문제 신여진다 거래 곧 디셔드서 니간에 드셔견에 안에 겨워다 디디간에다 지 야고치나 미 타고 샤워지나 안에 지 갈로다 기행게 러션교디 비타고지 지난주 내가 비타고 채워지는 내가 쟤는 채고래서 아니 채워디 야고지 비타고지 채워진 수수 두두 땅래라 아니 반응을 미 진다들에 떼어지는 진다들에 나가 장교들에 비타고 준사 반응을 수놈사 안 저요 전에 하나 직 당가도 지 미기 줄로네 드로치 람니에도 안데 중보지는 야자를 거지는 야자 망체르지다 야자 야탐버지다 직 낭버도다 직 낭배초라 대버체네 하나 수수그다 냠년체야도다
Nengarang ki jogi mi yud khaila sanani benene di jaga sulle sanani remo ya po jaya da singju dingje nanglo ne nengarang kha jone sanani remo di ngene da je singju di kora ngama ne da ngama ne yode remo cha de ko res tin samala ni singju je nangla la an bu la remo la ya da ni jidang da khalo ani remo ji sawa dang ne da 수야다 언제 제듯이 아니 그나 세상에 두기도 있는데 감민에 자감 수셔문에 안 뜻들게도 있는데 근데 지금 내가 담만 여러 선전을 가려 아니 좀 담만 보래
इसके ऊपर हम लोग वहाँ से ड्राइंग बना के देते हैं ना इसके ऊपर हम लोग कोरे के बाल के ऊपर रैप करते हैं ना फिर इसके ऊपर जो कलर है वही लगाते हैं फिर इसके बाद इसमें कलर और अलग अलग से कलर है ना इसके ऊपर रैप करके फिर इस टाइप का बनाते हैं जैसे कि ये पानी है ना पानी के ऊपर वाइट कलर जैसे ये वाला पानी के ऊपर ये बनाते हैं ना इसके ऊपर अलग अलग ये डिज़ाइन होता है कि अलग अलग कलर होते हैं
तंगा कलर 제 답진이래 해로모더니 진가라시 답진이시 근데 재미시 근데 샤구이제 근데 시레 재미시
क्योंकि बहुत सॉफ्ट होता है ना तो सिलाई उस पर नहीं रहेगा ग्लू लगाने से थोड़ा सॉलिड हो जाता है इसलिए हम उसको पीछे ग्लू लगाते हैं ज़्यादा सॉफ्ट होने के बाद तो इस पर धागा ही नहीं बैठेगा इसी एकदम सॉफ्ट है इस पर तो सिलाई नहीं होगा वो शेप भी बना नहीं सकेगा इसलिए हम ग्लू लगाते हैं उसके बाद इसके ऊपर सिलाई होता है
디스마다 지단 안주고 탕가기다 장단 럽단 로징한다 시즈 샤지 심부지는 지 ngamu phöge lapdan jidada chisu yagal lapdan ni ro changwa ta nima ngamu phöge lapdan ro chimbujin da giyen da girul sama ta ji nangji ro ji phamata bu ro jin si je nal nya je na ta ji khora ranggo ma them bodo gi ta ji dodan ro ta lakshin lab je de dodan shin an lo jong az ka she lo ni shu ji yemdo den jangje doden yu ji nima gurum de jo ta chisu duju ro da duju gyo chin ko nedan ta manguji kuyu da benjo da manguji la tung jawa cha de sama an 요거치네 아나 야간날에도 뭐 야간날로 기다 지 구유대 가가차 내단데 가가 쳐도선 봐다 닐바고 그 조선 땅야들 가가 쳐도선 봐는 로그 두름 रोजे ना
जैसे पेंटिंग है अब हम पेंटिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं हर मेजरमेंट्स के थ्रू से हर भगवान का अलग अलग मेजरमेंट्स होता है वो मेजरमेंट्स के थ्रू से हम जाना पड़ता है जैसे यहाँ पर मेजरमेंट्स किया हुआ है मेजरमेंट्स किया हुआ
미스카나 tan계가나 즉 사고 소면로다 사고 소야로인데 지 제야 침부지는 유야 유교들에다 있는 애도 떼어지는 디 계전에 너무 체면로 성공도 같이
हर जनरेशन में चेंजेस होता है फिर वो चेंजेस अपना खुद करने की स्टाइल सोचता हूँ लेकिन फिर भी एक हमारा रूल्स है बुद्धिस्ट के स्क्रिप्चर्स के हिसाब से उसको रखना बिल्कुल सही ढंग से फिर थोड़ा चेंजेस कर सकते हैं जैसे है बुद्ध जो लिखना है हमने इसमें चेंजेस कैसे कर सकते हैं कि इसकी जो मेजरमेंट्स वगैरह बिल्कुल एग्जैक्ट फ्रॉम द बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट बुक्स वी हैव टू फॉलो ऑल दिस थिंग्स सो एंड रेस्ट ऑफ देम लाइक सीनरीज वी हैव टू चेंज
당가다 군이 버루라 그렇게 해봐서 당가디 호랑게 다 앱시수 제안에 지단계 계좌 시수 제안도 되어 왔어. 뭐 생제디 지단계 제목이 풍제는 더 됐어. 당가는 막 영대하게 되게 이내 호랑이야 싱게도 못서 호랑이야도 헬로가 차되어 왔어. 이내 싱게는 뭐디 수속에 들려야 그리고 당제 본인 제모다 하는 감지내에 수속에도 드라마를 잡아야다. 아무 제목 드라마를 내버렸어. 어디내 시에도 뭐다 시기 yan dili ya pe shi sun program de ade ne ga ke lu sia ma
जो हमारा ट्रेडिशन जो है ना वो एक अभी ये है कुछ बिल्कुल लास्ट कुछ एंड में टाई एंड में ना, इसलिए वो उसको संभालना चाहिए। अब एक ट्रेडिशन ही है, हमको सारी दुनिया से वो मिलता है, क्या बोलते हैं, तिब्बत बोल के है ना, एक राष्ट्र को पहचान जाता है, पर उसी ट्रेडिशन के तौर से हम आज़ादी भी पा सकता है।
이면 뭐지 수수 유해된 교디 모두는 다가랑 답었잖아요. 아니 초람 뭐 천진에 안도 주마 뭐바 미리 같은데 미도 마 모두는 다르게 줘야다. 근데 제가 숙ገብ지 친구지네. 네 약속으로 오면 저 성구다. 사고 좀 돈데 사고 소돈데 약을 들이네들이 대지 삼담지네. 대지 갈로다. 연말에 셰도마도 있는 때는 서블에 다 유해된 교디 곧 부타르다. 야 부타르다 유해된 교디 담보지는 심지 장마상기가 좋도는 야월성보다 안데 대신 낭배 최 낭보산제에 최들에 그 부타르 친야르면서 들레디나 사고 좀이다 낭주도 사고 써야다. 근데 소투에 깔래 하고로 어느 시 유해된 교디 상계 준비된 그 손신교 최디 그 세디 세 야고 유임에디나로는 다르제 때는 하고 있는 시 최나로 최 유해된 교디 펜토브디 주 먹어도 샤브는 시 저게
जैसे हमारा ये काम एक तो पुण्य के भी काम है, फिर एक अपना वो भी लाइफ के लिए सर्वाइव करने के भी हो जाता है। फिर देखा जाए तो सबसे अच्छा काम इसी में है। वैसे धर्म पुण्य भी कमा सकता है, सब कुछ एक फिर ट्रेडिशन दलाई लामा जी का आज्ञा का पालन भी कर सकता है, फिर राष्ट्र का कुछ वो भी है।
So my name is Susanna. And I came here 3 years ago, just right after college. I came here with my boyfriend because he's half Tibetan, so he also works here. And right now I'm teaching English at the Academy of Tibetan Culture. So Norbulingka, what we offer is like a BA course in Tibetan studies. So they can really improve. They have philosophy, history, poetry, and then English and Chinese, and even like Tibetan medicine they have. So I never taught before I came here, but I mean I love teaching here because the students, they're all adults. They're all, actually most are older than me. So they're between 25 and 35, something like that, and they're all, I think, just because they never like got a chance to get an education before, they really appreciate like whatever you give them. So it makes teaching like quite enjoyable. I think thing that makes Norbulingka really special is that all of these people, they've had like a very difficult life, right? But it's just the fact that they're like Norbulingka, it's self-supporting, so that means they're not like taking donations. Like it's a business, so it runs as a business, and then it can support all these social programs. So I think that's really different from the other like institutions in India, because most of the other ones run on donations, but this, I think people feel like very proud of this place because it's all run by Tibetans. They don't have training, like we don't have professionals, but all of them, like Norbulingka has just trained within here, and then it's just grown up. So I think that's quite amazing. And then also just the fact that, I mean, I think Tibetans, actually they don't have a country, but still they're like so patriotic and so they just really appreciate their own culture. So I hope that people would see that come here.
After training period, it depends on the students. If they wish to stay here, we employ them. So we give them a job, we give them they produce their products in these workshops. We pay them salaries, and we sell these products in our shops. And by selling these products, we generate the incomes. So generating incomes, we spend on our staff salaries, the students, kids' education fees, their medical expenses, their accommodation fees, everything we paid by the institute.
Now it's been more formalized. We realize we need to be more sharp about marketing, and so we legally made it into a business. Before it was just business carried on by the foundation. So I think we're evolving towards being the first large-scale, high-quality Tibetan business that I think exists anywhere. And I think it'll be inspiring for young Tibetans, and also we hope that we do the religious art, we also do a lot of design, and we know there's a great possibilities for this in India, so we're aiming towards the Indian public, get them to interact more and get them to get excited about Tibetan designs and being able to communicate in that way. So I think that part, there's a great future, and this is what we're evolving towards.
Because if you get much incomes, then we can raise the standard of living of people who is living in this institute. Not only by selling our products, we also run 2 guest houses, one in McLeodganj, it's Chono House, it's very famous, and one in our institute itself.
Norbulingka itself is like very beautiful from my point of view. Actually, I've been working here for almost many years actually, so it's really soothing actually. You are very there's no uneasiness. It's really very comfortable place. So especially with the garden, when you are entering the garden actually, which is very peaceful. So the peacefulness or serenity is very essential in personal life actually. If a person is the peace is within the person, then you're comfortable with it. So there's I can say it's like a connectivity. You're easily connected to the place with you can say sound of water. It's also very soothing, and here many things like prayer flags, which have a very you can say effective meanings to spread positive energy among the place. So normally we used to hear stories from the parents about the Cultural Revolution or Chinese invasion. So because of that actually it just reaches out. You can say it just feel you actually. Just can make you emotional, make you something very determined that something has happened. So it's our duty to live in, or you can say preserve such cultural heritage.
I think what's really important, especially in a country like India where there's so many traditions, that you have to. I found the biggest challenge was making the transition between tradition and sustainability, because a lot of things get lost.
The emphasis is only on preserving cultural forms, and the young Tibetans get wild because they would like to experiment, and they're not given. So it's quite interesting to see, how this tension between preserving tradition and moving forward are continually being balanced.
I think in the West, the idea of a business is to just make money, right? Just fill the pockets of the top people. But here, the whole idea of a business is to be able to provide social programs for the people. So I think that whole sort of respect for life and people, I think that is coming from Buddhism. I think that. So.